Test, test for the sound. Let me know if you can hear me okay. If somebody's watching, can you comment that you can hear the sound? Hey, what's up, Miguel?
How you doing?
I'm doing a live stream right now.
Oh.
So I'm about to start in a couple minutes. How
so sorry.
No, it's okay.
I go to Downey.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Football.
Yeah. Wait, you didn't go to Matthias?
No, because they're Division 13.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So it's starting, and kids are just signing on right now. So, they're gonna ask me questions for the test. I'm trying just to make sure the comments work. Because it says totally we're watching, but I have no comments.
How do you live stream? Off what?
I'm on YouTube, but I think my phone might die, so. Participants? It says there's 11 people watching.
Alright, come on, Downey.
Alright, see you later. We'll talk soon. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. You need other teachers here?
I have no idea.
No, say what's next here.
Alright. I don't see any comments, huh? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? All right, I know this starts in 5 minutes, but if you guys want to start asking me questions, anything and everything chapter 2, if it's from a homework assignment in the past, if it's from the study guide, which is the bright green one, if it's from any of the worksheets, if it's from percent of a number, I'm willing to go over it. Basically, you guys are leading this. If there's questions, I'll answer them. If there's no questions for 30 minutes, this will be really boring. It's my first time trying it. I'm pretty excited. So let's do it. Let's do it. What do we got? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. But 12 people are watching, so it's good. I was hoping for just anything greater or equal to 1. So I'll let the questions roll through. Oh, Daniela. Study guide question number 3. I don't get it. Cool. All right, let's do the first problem. All right, this is for Daniela here, number 3 on the study guide. Talked about a survey that had 356 people in the survey. 356 would be the total, so that would be the whole. And we are looking for the people who picked mystery. So mystery, we know that we don't know how many picked mystery, but we do know that that was 25% of the total. So I'm going to show you 2 ways. The first way, we'll do a percent proportion. where we're going to do part out of the whole. So we don't know the part. We know the whole is 356, and we know percent, 25% is the part, and the whole is 100. I think it was Daryl in first period said that you can just simplify this to a simpler fraction, which I'm sure, Daniela, you remember quarters. So blank out of 356 is the same as 1 out of 4. So now all we got to do is figure out how many times we multiply 4 by to do the same thing to the top. A quick way to figure out how many times you multiply, you would just divide. Divide by 4. How many 4s go into 356? 0 goes into 35. 8 times 4 is 32. Kind of hard to see. You subtract, you get 3. You bring down 6. 4 goes into 36 9 times. And you're happy because there's no remainder. It's 89. 89 people. Another way I want to show you is the table, which is percent, and we got our people here. 100% we know is all of it, so that's 356. 50% would be half, which would be half of this, so that would be like, is it 178? Anyway, you could divide by 2 or times by 1/2. Then you could do it again. Let's divide by 2 one more time, and you get 89. The answer is 89 people. Ooh, that looks pretty hard to read. I'm going to try to write bigger on the next one. Am I still frozen? Daniela, did you get it? Well, in case you're not, all of it is 356. We just want 25% of it, so we're going to divide into 4 equal groups. Basically, you divide by 4, 1 for each quarter, and you get 89 people. 89, 89, 89, and 89 would make 356. Okay. All right, looks like it's working. Any other questions? I understand that one now, Catherine. Cool. Anything else that I can help you guys with? I'll leave this up here. Looks like a lot of gibberish now, but maybe I should use different colors. Percent, proportion, a table, I don't know, a picture. Lots of ways to do it. 19 people watching. This is more than I expected. All right, what can I do next? Part B, Catherine. Okay. Number 10 was the one about the different shooting percentages. Day 1, day 2. Number 19. Okay. Day 1 was 40 out of 60. You're going to be able to use calculators on the test. One way to find the percent of a number is to make it out of 100. But 60 doesn't really make a good, it doesn't really go into 100. Even if you simplify it, there's no easy way. So we do know that fraction means division, so you can take 40 and divide it by 60. that is going to give you your 66 point, or your 0.606066. It's going to repeat forever. The percentage there is 2 to the right because it's out of 100 or hundredths. It would be 66 point, well, if you're going to round off, guys, I'm totally going to accept 67% out of 100. 67 out of 100. Day 2, if you divide this one doesn't go in easily to 100 either. So just divide 58 divided by 80. Gives you 0 and 725 thousandths. As a percent, that would be like 73 or 72.5%. You'll know you divided the right way if it has a 0 and something left over. You don't want to divide 80 divided by 58. You'll get 1 point something. Anyway, this one ends up being 73%, and that would be a higher percentage. So for part B, it asks you, justify your answer. Well, he did better. Which day is better? You know that 73% is shooting a better percentage because he made a higher percentage than 67. So you could just say something like, day 2, he shot 6% better, or something like that. Day 2, he shot 6% better. You can say he shot a higher percentage. I converted them to percents, and day 2 is higher. Something like that. Part B. Oh, hi, Mia. Okay. Perfect. Number 9. Number 9, I want to give you guys a problem that looks like number 9. Here, watch this. So Noelani she scored, let's say 40%. No, that's too low. Noelani scored much higher. She scored 80% on her test. Which of these could be her score? Could she have scored 2 out of, could she have scored 4 out of 5 correctly? So Noelani, I want you to try this, and everyone at home try this. Could she have scored 8 out of 10 incorrectly? And could she have scored 2 out of 10 incorrectly? I'm doing a problem like number 9. This is one that is like number 9, but not quite. Because I think that it makes sense to try one that looks like it because I didn't really like the way that study guide one was written. So I want you right now to, I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to figure out which one or which ones of these could be 80%, scoring 80% on her test. All right, Jalen. I see Jalen's mom on Class Dojo. This is number 9, so this is for you as well. Take a little bit. Ooh. Some people are getting it. Four out of 5. Let's start there. 4 out of 5 is 8 out of 10, which is 80%. 80 per 100. You could divide with in and out, but I think that you could just see that this is 80 per 100, which is 80%. And she got 4 out of 5 correctly, which makes sense. 8 out of 10, let's look at that. 8 out of 10 is also 80%. because it's 80 per 100. Can you see that over here? 80 per 100, which is 80%. But we got to go back and look at this. This says incorrectly. Incorrectly means she only really got 2 out of 10 right, which is not 80%. This is not Noelani. She did not score 2 out of 10 correctly. So this one is wrong. So please, please, please read the beginning of each question on that problem tomorrow. And then let's look at the last two. 2 out of 10, we know is 100 by scaling up 10 times, which is 20%. Incorrectly. Incorrectly. So let's look at a pie chart that would represent 20%. If you got 20% incorrectly, that means she's left with 80% correct, because 100 minus 20 is 80%. So she got 80% correct. This would also be true. So it's almost like you need to figure out when it says incorrect, well, how many did she get right? Well, she got right 8 out of 10. How many did she get correct? 8 out of 10. 2 out of 10. 4 out of 5. Be very careful on this part. If it's not clear to you, please put something in the comment and I will try to clarify it. Okay. Gotta go over number 6. 2 different people. Number 6. Is it okay if I erase this now? And if you remember the study guide on number 9, the only answers right for Angela, it was 63 out of 75, and the 105 correct out of 125. Both of those are 0.80. All right, I'm going to move on to number 6, just in case you needed to check the study guide. Thanks, Noelani, for checking in on that. This one is for number 6. I think that was Catherine. And Marissa and Melanie. Also, someone named Saturn. If you're confused on everything, that's not okay. That's not a question. You got to ask me a question, Saturn. You can't just say I don't get anything, because I know you get something. I know you do. Whether it's 50%, 25%, you get something. Just start somewhere. Number 6. It was the one with the football player. He threw, I think, 75% complete. So he made 75%. The other 25% he dropped. And then it said he made 24. 24 complete. That makes me think that these two are related. These are the part, and we're looking for the whole. Remember that the whole is what percent? 100. So 24 is the part, is the 75. I think this one looks really cool in a double number line. %0 is 0 completed. 100% is something we don't know yet. It is the whole. We know that this is about 75% over here, you guys, and I bet you know what I can cut this into to make it a much more doable problem. We know that there's 24 and 75%. I bet someone's going to comment right now, divide it into 4 groups, 25, 25, 25, and 25. Let's go 50 and 75. 25. Now we kind of look here and we try to figure out what these blanks are to get us our answer, which is this. If 75% is 24, we need to find out what each group represents, or each 25% is worth. And because there are 1, 2, 3 different groups, we need to take this number and divide it into 3 groups. Once you figure out what 25% is, you can skip count to get our answer. Hopefully, you're all starting to yell at the screen, it's 8, it's 8, it's 8. And if you don't know that it's 8, that it's 8, 8, and 8, sorry, check this out. You can always take 24 and just divide it by 3. And it's 8. If you don't know your 3s, there's a song, I think, but also just skip count. So we got 8 8 plus 8 is 16, 24, and one more is 32. So he completed 24 out of 32. A good way to check your answer, just divide this on a calculator or something. 24 divided by 32, it's going to come out to this. And then you'll know you did it right because that is 75%. Uh-oh, did I freeze? Oh no. Oh no. Sorry guys. Okay. Sorry guys, I think my phone is at like 10%, so I'm hoping it's gonna work. So I just divided it. Oh my gosh, should I start over? I'll start over. Basically, okay. One more time. Oh man, so good. Okay, so 75% of his passes were complete. He completed 24 passes. That means 24 represents the 75%. The 75% is not the whole. We have the part. So let's draw 100% on a double number line, 0% here. I'm going to go through it real quick. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's hilarious. Let's find 75%. Maybe right here. 24 matches up with the 75%. And hopefully you're yelling at the screen like, oh, I know what to cut it up. How can I make this, let's say this is 50%. Sorry, that's bad, 75%. Let's go like right here. What else could I cut this up evenly into? This is 50%. Hopefully you can do 25. Once you should start to give you an idea of how we can get to our answer. We need to find out how many go here at 25%, 50%, and then to this. We basically need to skip count 3 times to get to 24, and then 1 time to get to our 100%. And I would think just divide this by 3. Take your 24, divide it into 3 equal groups. The only thing that could work here, the only number that would make sense, would be 8. 8 goes here, 25% is 8, 50% is 16, 24 is 75%, and we get 32. Does that make more sense? So do you always Saturn? You do not always have to do 75%. No. It is 8. It is 8. Yeah. So this is it. The answer is 32. You can check your answer like this. Take your 24, divide it by 32, and see if you get 0.75. If you do that, you know that that's a 75% completion rate. And I'll take the next question. If my phone dies, I'm really sorry. Jeremiah, you get you're growing. Anyone else doesn't get it, you get the bell because you get to grow still. How do you get 25%? You divide by 3 because 75 divided by 3 is 3/4. They're 3/4 to make 75 cents. You don't get it yet. Yes, I get it. I don't get it. Okay, Daniela, if you know 75%, if you know 3 of the quarters, if 3 of the quarters is 24, that means it's got to be 8, 16, 24, and you just need the 4th quarter to make $1, which would be 32. All right, I'm going to move on. What's the next question? Can you go over number 4? Noelani, since you're messaging, you are kind of winning. If you don't ask, I won't go over it. Number 4, I think it's all about sale prices. This one's some of my favorite because, well, it's like when you go to the mall, you buy stuff, you go to JCPenney, Macy's, something's gonna cost $38, but you're never gonna pay the full price. We're never gonna pay the full price. Because who wants to pay full price? No one does. This one happens to be 40% off. So I'm gonna make a table. Here's the money, here's the percent. We know $38 is 100%. We need to find 40%. Because it asks for what is the amount. We're getting 40% off. So that's what we're trying to find. If we want to know what we pay, we'd find 60%. Anyway, so the thing that helps you find discounts, to me, is the power of 10%. The power of 1%, the power of 10%. You want to find 10% of something. And 10% and 1% are always easy because they have to do with dividing really quickly using decimals. So hopefully you guys are right now figuring out how to find 10% of 38 really fast. 10% is always the same as 1/10. When you take 1/10 of a number, you are just dividing it into 10 equal groups. When you divide by 10, you actually just move the decimal one time. This is money. I'm going to do 80 cents here, not just 8/10. That's 10%. 40% times by 4. Use your calculator if you got it. If you don't, you got to regroup. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Decimals twice, back over twice. $15.20 is the actual answer. If you want to know how much you actually pay, because you get to take that off, I know that's not in the question, but sometimes you want to know how much you pay, well then you can subtract from 38. You can take your $38 and subtract your $15.20, and you get you're actually going to pay $22.80, but the question was asking how much do you save? What's the percent off? Your answer is 40%, is $15.20. So the answer is 15. If you forget to put the 0 tomorrow, you'll lose a point because it's money. I've never seen a register in my whole life ring up like this. This is not money. This is 15 and 2. Money always has your tenths and your hundredths. Okay? You got to annex that 0. Can you please go over 2, please, part A? So you just go by A. Number 1, how do you do the table? I'm confused about number 5. Okay. So number 2, Jeremiah said first. So, okay. Number 2, I'm not going to draw that giant thing, the giant hundreds grid.